So if you're like many of us, you've probably felt that background hum of anxiety, maybe even a direct tremor from the huge shifts AI is bringing to how we work.
Definitely. The headlines are everywhere.
Right. We've all seen them, heard the talk about automation. Today, we're not just, talking about the hype. We're going deep into some actual data.
Yep, specifically Anthropic's latest economic report.
Exactly. And our mission today is really clear. Let's unpack what this report tells us about the very real impacts AI is having on jobs. We want to focus particularly on experienced professionals, people who might be navigating career changes, maybe even facing layoffs right now. But look, this isn't about doom and gloom. Think of it more like getting a detailed map, one that shows some potentially incredible new opportunities opening up. Okay, let's unpack this because, well, the future of work is undeniably here, and it does look quite different than maybe we expected.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here, I think, is that this isn't just theory. It's not some academic paper guessing what might happen. Anthropic's report is built on actual API traffic from their Claude AI. Now, API traffic basically means the digital traces left behind when businesses actually use the AI models in their day-to-day stuff.
So real-world usage.
Exactly. By looking at these interactions, we're seeing this decisive turn towards AI being used as a work automation engine. And that has broad, immediate economic and, labor force consequences.
Okay.
These findings are so crucial because they give us a concrete look at what is happening in business right now and how that's directly shaping career paths for individuals, maybe like you listening.
That real-world data point is exactly what we need, isn't it? And, what immediately jumps out from Anthropic's economic index is something pretty surprising, actually.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It's that businesses aren't primarily using AI for just collaboration or, helping out. They're really deploying it for full task automation.
Wow.
Yeah, the report shows a staggering 77% of enterprise usage involves these automation patterns. Often, it includes complete delegation of tasks to the AI.
77%. That's significant.
It is, and that's a really sharp contrast to how individual consumers use Claude.ai on the web,
Right.
where it's more like an even split between automation and augmentation. So, businesses seem to be going all in,
They really do.
So the big question then is, what does this aggressive push towards full automation truly mean? Especially for someone, with decades of experience whose job might now be impacted by such a fundamental shift.
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it tells us businesses aren't just playing around with AI anymore.
Right.
They're strategically deploying it to fundamentally change how work gets done. Anthropic figured this out by analyzing how users structure their requests. Is it a simple question, or is the AI taking over entire workflows? That's what they call full task automation.
And where are they focusing this?
Okay, so the report shows where this is concentrated.
Okay.
A huge chunk, 44% of that enterprise API traffic maps directly to computer or mathematical tasks.
Like coding.
Exactly. Generating code, debugging, building business software, that kind of thing. Beyond that, you see AI used for marketing materials. That's about 4.7% of the traffic. And also processing business and recruitment data, which is smaller, around 1.9%.
Okay, so coding is the big one.
Definitely. But what's really insightful, I think, is that this isn't just about cutting costs.
Oh.
Yeah, the analysis found a positive correlation between the price of using the model and how often it's used. That suggests the economic value these models create is more important to businesses than just the cost savings.
So it's a strategic investment, not just cheap replacement.
Precisely. It suggests a long-term strategic shift towards automation, prioritizing what these models can actually do and the value they create, rather than just, finding cheaper labor.
So if businesses are prioritizing value in the strategic change over just, say, raw cost cutting, does that mean the initial fears about AI being purely a race to the bottom for labor costs were maybe a bit off? Or is it more complex?
Oh, it's definitely more complex. Cost cutting is certainly a factor for some, no doubt.
Sure.
But that link between price and usage frequency, it points to a deeper, more strategic investment. They're putting money into AI because it can achieve things that are maybe impossible for humans at scale or just dramatically more efficient.
Okay.
And this trend, it isn't just limited to those big enterprise API users either. The report also shows this broader move towards automation across all users.
Oh, so?
Well, Anthropic talks about directive conversations, basically That's where users just hand over a complete task to Claude with very little back and forth.
Like, just do this.
Exactly. And those jumped significantly. They went from making up 27% of conversations in late 2024 to 39% by August 2025.
Wow, it's a big jump in under a year.
It is. And it's a major milestone because it's the first time automation usage actually overtook augmentation patterns. It's a clear signal that the default way people are interacting is shifting from AI, help me, to AI, do this for me.
And I mean, this trend seems to align pretty closely with some quite stark warnings we've heard directly from Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei.
Yeah, he's been quite vocal.
He has. He's warned that AI could wipe out maybe up to 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs within just 5 years. He specifically mentioned roles in law firms, consulting, admin, finance areas seen as particularly vulnerable. And what's maybe even more revealing is his comment that many CEOs, sort of behind closed doors, do see AI primarily as a cost-cutting tool, even if the data shows this broader strategic value playing out.
All right, motivations can be mixed.
It raises that crucial question, doesn't it? If automation is such a powerful imperative for businesses, where do human skills fit in, especially the skills of experienced professionals? Are we just seeing a redefinition of what's valuable?
Precisely. I think it is a redefinition, not necessarily an elimination, of the value of human expertise. It's more about moving up to higher order tasks, strategic thinking.
Okay.
And just to quickly add to that global picture, the report does touch on geographic differences too. It seems smaller, tech-savvy countries are really leading the chart, is using AI at 7 times its expected rate based on population. Singapore is at about 4.57 times. This uneven adoption, plus the link they found between GDP per capita and AI use, does raise some concerns about, widening economic inequality.
Because the productivity gains might just cluster in places that are already well off.
Exactly. So if the landscape is shifting this dramatically, especially for experienced pros in established markets, where's the anchor? How do you navigate this speed up?
That really is the million-dollar question for so many people listening right now. I think it can feel a bit, daunting looking at those numbers and trends.
Understandably.
But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the pivot for you, our listener. While these shifts are absolutely real and happening, it's not just about job displacement. It's fundamentally creating entirely new types of high-demand job opportunities.
Yes, that's the other side of the coin.
And this is particularly true for senior tech professionals, people in QA development. Your years of experience aren't suddenly worthless. They're actually needed in new, more specialized ways. So, given this intense push for automation, what are these high-value roles emerging that need that human expertise, especially for someone seasoned in the field?
You've really hit on the core insight there. Experience isn't losing value, it's just shifting where it gets applied. For people with a solid background, especially in tech, the pivot isn't just possible. Often it's into more specialized, arguably higher value roles that work with the AI.
Okay, like what specifically?
Well, first, remote and global QA roles. We're seeing hundreds of these opening up worldwide. Think fintech, cybersecurity, healthcare, SaaS platforms.
And why are these critical now with AI?
Because as AI automates more, the complexity of the systems it operates in just skyrockets. Companies desperately need senior QA engineers who have strong automation skills. Python, C#, Java, and leadership experience with test frameworks. They need people to ensure these AI-driven systems are actually robust, reliable, safe. AI might write some basic tests, sure, but human experts design the overall strategy for complex, critical applications.
So the human oversees the AI's quality, in a way.
In a big way. Then there's AI test architect and automation. This is a field that's rapidly growing, both in pay and prestige. These roles are about designing and implementing the AI-driven workflow automation itself. Cloud QA engineering for AI systems. It's architecting the solutions that make sure the AI models and the automated pipelines they live in actually work effectively and reliably.
So not just testing with AI, but testing the AI itself.
Exactly, and its integration into everything else. Big difference. Third, penetration testing and cybersecurity. More automation, more reliance on AI. Well, that means more potential vulnerabilities if things aren't secured properly.
Makes sense.
AI can introduce new attack vectors we haven't even thought of yet. And even AI-powered defense tools need smart human strategists to deploy them effectively. So this creates really lucrative, often remote options for experienced testers and developers. They focus on deep testing, exploit analysis, especially in cloud and enterprise security. Your ability to think like an attacker, more valuable than ever when dealing with these new AI systems.
Interesting angle.
And finally, don't underestimate mentorship and technical leadership. Even with all this automation, that wisdom that comes from years of experience, it's irreplaceable. Companies need senior professionals as mentors, as test operations leaders. They oversee the automated pipelines, they guide the big architectural decisions, and crucially, they upskill the junior staff in these new AI-driven ways of working. Your leadership and ability to transfer knowledge become absolutely critical for a company to successfully adopt AI.
It really sounds like it's less about fighting AI and much more about strategically integrating with it, maybe even becoming the architect of how it's reliably used.
That's a great way to put it.
But what about those folks thinking, okay, my current company might not have these roles, or maybe I'm just ready for a totally fresh start. Maybe it's time I build my own thing.
Yeah, the entrepreneurial route.
Exactly. For experienced professionals, maybe someone with, let's say, a 6-month savings cushion, aiming for something like $2,000 a month in revenue as a solo founder. That's actually surprisingly doable within, say, 3 to 6 months. It's not about chasing venture capital or becoming the next huge startup. It's about leveraging your deep expertise to create a sustainable, independent income. So how can someone with that expertise use these very AI tools, maybe a bit ironically, to build their own path?
It is a powerful irony, isn't it? AI isn't just a threat, it's an incredible enabler for entrepreneurship, especially for solo founders of small teams. There are several ways to approach this.
Okay, like what?
First, AML consulting. Here's your seasoned pro. You can definitely upskill with some specific AI and machine learning credentials. Then offer your expertise as a consultant. Organizations are, frankly, scrambling to figure out how to integrate AI into their QA, their development, their business processes. They desperately need experienced guides to help them navigate this complexity. Your practical background combined with new AI knowledge. That's gold.
Right, leveraging that existing experience.
Absolutely. Second, freelance and contract work. You can use platforms like LinkedIn, Upwork, or even just your own network to offer packaged services. Think QA automation set up as a service, specialized software debugging for certain industries, or technical project management for AI implementations. The key here is using AI tools yourself to automate your own back-end stuff proposals, admin, setup boosting your efficiency and profit margins.
Using AI to streamline your own business makes sense.
Third, consider micro SaaS tools. This is about building simple, really targeted software-as-a-service solutions. They solve one specific painful problem for a niche audience.
Give me an example.
Sure, like a small tool that automates reporting for digital marketing agencies, or maybe a Shopify plugin that optimizes checkout flows, or even a resume screener specifically for recruiters in a certain field. The exciting part now is you can use existing AI APIs and these new coding assistance platforms, tools like Cursor, Copilot, Riplet, VO.dev to dramatically speed up development. You can work effectively as a solo founder and get an MVP, a minimum viable product, out the door incredibly fast.
MVP being just enough to solve the core problem.
Exactly. Get it into users' hands quickly, get feedback. And fourth, related to that, is building AI-driven niche solutions. This is maybe a step up from micro SaaS, creating more specialized platforms. Think recruitment automation tools tailored for tech, or productivity apps powered by AI, usually on a subscription model. Here, AI isn't just helping you build it, it's the core engine of the product itself, solving a real business problem in a focused, often automated way.
That's a really fantastic range of ideas, from advising others to actually building tools and platforms. And, if we're talking about leveraging expertise, there's another powerful path, especially for solo entrepreneurs, that often gets overlooked.
What's that?
The info product blueprint. Basically, transforming your knowledge into educational content. It's this integrated multi-platform strategy that's actually a proven path for skilled solo creators to hit that, say, $2,000 a month goal we mentioned.
Yes, content creation and education. Very powerful.
So for someone who's spent years mastering a skill, QA, coding, cybersecurity, whatever, how can they package that wisdom into something valuable and scalable? And maybe how can AI help them do it?
Okay, the real key here is thinking about it as an integrated plan. It's not just one course or one book. It's about making different products that feed traffic to each other, creating this kind of growth loop.
Right, an ecosystem.
Exactly. So first platform, Udemy courses. This is a fantastic place to start. Course creators there regularly hit $1,000, $2,000 a month, especially if they have a small portfolio, maybe 3 to 10 high-quality courses focused on current demand.
What kind of niches work well?
Think very specific things like AI and QA testing, or productivity automation using low-code AI tools, or advanced cybersecurity techniques. You niche down. You launch with a really solid curriculum, keep it updated, cross-promote your other courses within each course, use launch discounts, use instructor referral links, and AI tools. They can seriously help outline your curriculum, generate quiz questions, even draft marketing copy for your course page.
Streamlining the creation process again.
Definitely. Second platform, Amazon Kindle eBooks. Through Kindle Direct Publishing, you can earn up to 70% royalties per sale, and there are zero upfront costs. The beauty here is repurposing. You can take your course material, maybe your video scripts, and turn them into practical how-to books or guides. Add extra value like checklists or resource lists, and crucially, put links inside the ebook, promoting your Udemy courses and maybe a YouTube channel. It creates this nice, sustained, relatively passive income stream. And again, AI can help massively with editing, structuring the book, even generating initial drafts from your existing notes or transcripts.
Okay, courses and ebooks. What else?
The third leg is YouTube tutorials. This acts as your main audience building engine and also a direct way to earn money. It's actually realistic for a focus channel, say, on coding, automation, specific software workflows to reach something like 300,000 views a month once established.
And how do you monetize that?
It's usually a blend. You've got YouTube AdSense revenue, affiliate links in your descriptions for tools or software you review or recommend, and then, most importantly, directly funneling those engaged viewers over to your paid Udemy courses and your Amazon ebooks.
So the YouTube channel drives sales elsewhere.
Precisely. Tactics involve batch producing maybe 5-10 videos to launch with, using really search-optimized titles and thumbnails. Tools like TubeBuddy or just Google Trends can help here, and having clear calls to action in your videos. Check out the full course linked below, or grab the companion ebook here. AI can help with script outlines, suggesting video ideas based on trends, optimizing titles, even basic video editing suggestions.
It really is the synergy, isn't it? It's not just creating one thing in isolation. It's building this little ecosystem where your course promotes your book, your videos promote your course, your book points back to your videos. Everything works together to build your audience and income. It feels like it puts the power back into the hands of the individual expert.
Absolutely. It's a very empowering model. And, to kind of tie all these opportunities together, whether you're aiming for one of those new high-demand jobs we talked about, or you're building your own business, your own info product empire, there's some overarching strategies that are just critical for success in this AI-driven world. These are actionable steps for you listening.
Okay, let's hear them.
First, upskilling in AI and automation. This is just non-negotiable now. You have to prioritize learning AI-powered automation tools and techniques relevant to your field, like test operations. These are the future-proof skills, and it's about practical application, not just theory.
Got it. Keep learning.
Second, niche selection. Don't try to be everything to everyone. Pick a very clear audience and focus intensely on solving an urgent, valuable problem they have that isn't being well solved right now. Specificity is where you create unique value.
Find your niche.
Third, ultra-fast MVP. If you're building something, use AI tools to help you ship, test, and iterate incredibly quickly. The focus has got to be on delivering real outcomes for users, not just piling on features. Get it out there, get feedback, refine, repeat fast.
Speed and focus on outcomes.
Fourth, direct distribution and networking. Especially when starting out, actively engage in relevant tech communities, both online and offline. Try to sell directly through DMs, targeted emails, founder communities, rather than just relying solely on ads or waiting for SEO to kick in. Your existing network is often a gold mine for those initial consulting or contract gigs.
Tap into your network.
And fifth, repeatability. Whenever possible, focus on business models that offer monthly recurring revenue, MRR, or have a high likelihood of repeat sales. Think SaaS subscriptions, memberships, or a continuous flow of valuable content product sales. This builds a more sustainable, predictable income over time.
Aim for recurring value and revenue. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, it feels really clear that yes, Anthropic's report shows a significant, undeniable shift towards AI automation in the business world. But it also really clearly illuminates multiple viable paths forward for skilled professionals.
Definitely. It's not just a warning, it's also a map.
Exactly. This isn't just a period of disruption to be weathered. It feels more like an urgent invitation, maybe even a requirement to adapt, to upskill, and to innovate. For those experienced people listening, maybe facing layoffs or career uncertainty, this really doesn't have to be the end of a career path. It could genuinely be the exciting start of a whole new chapter.
A chance to redefine.
Yeah, whether that's stepping into a specialized, high-demand role that works with AI, or becoming an entrepreneur and building your own future, maybe using AI tools yourself, it really is about using this map, this understanding, to find your next direction.
Which I suppose raises one last important question for you, our listener, to really think about. This AI-driven future isn't just about what AI can do. It's much more about what you can do with AI.
The power to redefine your career path, or maybe even create an entirely new business from the ground up. It really lies squarely in understanding these fundamental trends we've talked about, and then actively shaping your own role within them. It's about taking that deep expertise you've spent years building and applying it creatively to solve the problems of tomorrow. So the question is, how will you leverage these insights to thrive in this new economic landscape?